Hello. It's crazy to think about the brain development of humans, of babies, of children, of people. Like, I'm running an errand before work, and I am driving on this road where I just passed a school and a bunch of kids walking and riding bikes and riding scooters to school, and they're like between ages like probably 6 and like 10, something like that. And I just thought about the things I'm learning about brain development and how the first like 3 years are the most vital time for a child to learn what the world is. I'm getting emotional. What the world is and how to live in the world and how people are going to treat them. And I'm getting emotional because I have a 2-year-old son, almost 2.5. And I'm currently separated from his father. We have a decent relationship. We treat each other with respect, but we're not together in a romantic way, and we're not living together. And so I'm like, okay, that alone, how is that affecting our son? Let alone the ways that I treat him, which I know I have a lot of improvement to make. I'm doing a lot of great things, I am, but I have a lot of improvement to make. That's called humility, and I know there's that, once you call yourself humble, you're being proud, okay, but I'm acknowledging to myself, okay, I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to grow and change. That is humility. That is the quality of humility, and willing to learn and be like, all right, what needs to change here so I can improve my relationships and I can improve my life. Little tangent there on the side. Coming back to brain development. My son and I have been going through this power struggle. He wants to do everything himself. And if I do it for him, like close the door, open the toilet seat lid, wash his hands for him, anything. No, I do it. And I'm like, okay, do it. And sometimes I get frustrated. I'm okay, do it. Show me. Like, come on, dude. Like, there are moments I get frustrated, and I express through my frustration. I show it. Something I'm working on is if I get mad at him, like mad at him, whether I'm like, okay, time out, go sit right there, I'll be back, or it's like I'm like, dude, like, you can stop, like, I'm really mad right now, like, stop. Or like if I'm trying to control him, like physically move him from one spot to another, like I will take a step back and I'll be like, hey, you sit there, I'm gonna go breathe, I'm gonna go calm down. And then I come back and I talk with him like, you were mad and mama was mad. I was mad because you did this, and you were mad because I did this. Like, or I ask him, were you mad because mama did this? And he'll usually say, yeah. Were you sad because mama said this? Yeah. And so I'm learning how to have that conversation be the most important part of our interaction. I'm working and practicing on having that be my first response instead of my second or third response. Does that make sense? That I'm like, okay, right now, in this moment, my son is crying and screaming because I did this thing for him, but he wanted to do it. Okay, take a breath. Invite him to take a breath and say, and I'm trying to integrate, I'm practicing integrating, saying right away, I can see that you're mad. I can see that I upset you or my actions upset you. Can we talk for a minute? Like, I'm working on Like, I need to let him feel his feelings and not rush into the conversation. My brain is just kind of all over the place right now. So I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to pause for a second. I'll be right back. So what I'm attempting to say is that in the moment that I take control of a situation and my son reacts to that and gets mad and upset, that's a chance for me to step back and notice I was being controlling. Number one, I was being controlling. Number two, he's upset. How can I acknowledge his feelings? And then number three, when he's calm and ready for conversation, what does he need to hear from me? Oh, I like that. I feel like there's something missing though. I'm literally learning this right now as I'm talking about it. So I'm just like, what's missing? What can I do differently? I acknowledge what I'm doing that's controlling and helicopter mom-like. I acknowledge his feelings. We calm down and we talk. We talk through it. And then I always offer him a hug and a kiss at the end. Always. I've been working on this process without having vocalized it until this moment. This has been my process that I'm working toward. My next step is going to be preventing myself from controlling. And so instead of controlling and being helicopter mom, is allowing, right? And part of allowing is being aware that he wants to be invited to do that thing himself. And so I'm practicing that already. I'm already practicing that mindset, that switch in my brain that goes, okay, this is something that needs to be done. How can I invite my son to do it with me? Like with making scrambled eggs in the morning. He's helped me cook a few times, and so, and the times I don't let him help, he gets really mad. And so I'm working on, all right, how can I invite him to help me cook eggs? Or help me put the toast in the toaster. So with eggs, I let him sit on the counter and grab an egg from the carton, and I hold his hand while we both crack the egg, and then I take it and I open it and I say, okay, grab another one. And then we do that. We get 3 eggs. We do that with 3 eggs. Oh, construction. That's fine. I have plenty of time. All right. Going with the flow. Good morning. Thank you, construction workers. Thank you. So what I'm working on is looking into how can I invite my son to do this with me? What are the parts of it that he can do by himself or do with my help? And what are the parts that I have to do without him, right? Like, I don't let him have sharp knives or scissors yet because he's 2.5. I personally do not trust him yet with that responsibility of safety of a sharp object. Okay, but I can have him help me crack an egg. I can have him pick up the egg from the egg carton. I can have him put the bread in the toaster. I can have him carry his plate to the table. I can have him do certain things, right? Those are some things I'm practicing. Is, I don't want to say managing emotions, but I want to say guiding my son through an emotional event. I like that. Guiding my son through an emotional event, number 1. Number 2, inviting my son to learn and grow in daily activities, with daily activities. And then that's all I can think of right now. And so I'm keeping in my mind his mental development and how I'm showing up as his parent, his mother, one of his parents, right? Like, how am I showing up and what is that doing for him and to him, right? Anyway, that's my thought for the day. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you for listening. Bye.